urgent and deliverable action is required to stem this. Let us celebrate the remarkable achievements of Kenya's manufacturing sector. Let us jointly work together to unlock the opportunities and to remove the hurdles. We have a tremendous opportunity to make Kenya a leader in manufacturing, not just in Africa, but globally. For this vision to be realized, we need all stakeholders, government, industry, and consumers to support local industries, invest in innovative ideas, and embrace partnerships that will advance the sector. On behalf of CAM, I extend a heartfelt thank you to the Ministry for its ongoing support. There has been great progress in addressing the issues I have raised today. We sincerely appreciate the lead you have taken in bringing together CAM, other BMOs, and various stakeholders in the collaborative effort which resulted in the formulation of the draft report on legislative and policy reform proposals and advancing consumer protection, fair trade practices, investments, and manufacturing. We look forward to seeing the positive results of these engagements. I would like to extend an appreciation to the CAM team, led by Tobias Orlando, for their hard work and inputs into this process. Thank you to all those involved in the organization of this week's events, to our board member, Pankaj Bedi, who has successfully overseen the festival and steered it to new heights. To all board members present for your support, I look forward to viewing the exciting products, ideas, and solutions that will be displayed throughout the week's festival. Let us keep pushing forward, industrialize, and create prosperity for our nation. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's appreciate our Vice Chair. Thank you so much. I hope we've captured a lot that has been said there. And he's also appreciated the CAM Board of Directors, who are also heavy investors in this country. And we are very grateful for those remarks. Next, I'm going to invite the British High Commissioner. We all know we have a long history with the British government in matters investments, trade, industrialization, and we've picked quite a lot from them, and we are very grateful. They still believe they can invest here in Kenya and make products here in Kenya. And that's big for us, because when they make them here, people get high quality jobs, like it was said earlier. So I invite you, please, your remarks, His Excellency, Mr. Neil Wigan, OBE. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, the Cabinet Secretary and Principal Secretaries, ladies and gentlemen. So it's a real pleasure to be here today, because we really welcome and wish success for this important conference, because we see the vital role that industrialization and manufacturing can play in Kenya's development. We know that Kenya's Vision 2030 prioritizes manufacturing and industrialization as a key way for Kenya to achieve double-digit growth. And while Kenya has had strong GDP growth of 4 to 6%, it still needs to do more to reach that 10% level. And in particular, the growth so far has been focused in the service sector rather than manufacturing, not yet creating the 800,000 jobs a year, high-quality jobs that Kenya needs. And the manufacturing sector share of GDP has actually fallen from over 9% in 2016 to just under 8% in 2022, against a 20% target in Vision 2030. And we know that the Government of Kenya and the Ministry for Industry, Trade and Industrialization, and Investment in particular, are committed to achieving that goal. And we are committed to working with them to do so. We also know that small and medium enterprises are at the centre of Kenyan industrialization. They produce, as the Vice Chairman said, fantastic products, showing Kenya's innovation, quality and technological sophistication. And those are on display in the conference down today. But the sector remains highly informal, with only 20% of the 7.5 million small and medium enterprises in Kenya operating as licensed entities. And that poses a challenge for seizing on the opportunities that previous speakers have spoken about. The African Continental Free Trade Area, the East African Community, now expanded to include Congo and Somalia, the free trade agreements with the UK, the EU and others. So formalisation is an important step. And to build the Kenyan businesses that will create high quality jobs and move Kenya towards net zero, we require financing, an encouraging business environment, and collaboration across public and private stakeholders. British companies are well represented here in Kenya in the manufacturing sector. Companies like East Africa Breweries, Unilever, Flamingo and others are household names in Kenya, some of Kenya's biggest taxpayers, exporters and creators of jobs. So there are many successes. But we know also that some of those companies would like to expand their operations but have found difficulties in doing so. And other British companies who have major investment projects in Kenya have found it slow and difficult to make those investments a reality and to create the jobs and exports that they offer. We know that Kenya's companies can struggle in an increasingly competitive global market. And therefore, we at the High Commission are committed to working with the government of Kenya to try to reverse this trend, to create those successful Kenyan companies and an atmosphere where British and other foreign companies can come in and invest and contribute to the success of the Kenyan economy. We have companies such as programs such as Manufacturing Africa, which since 2020 has supported $420 million in financial closures in 18 deals across different sectors, ranging from Regal Pharmaceuticals to Balaji Apparel, Basigo and Arkwright Electric Vehicles, Mr. Green's Plastic Recycling, and much more. And these investments will create over 15,000 direct jobs and around 60,000 supply chain and indirect jobs in the next few years. And we want to do much more. We want to close another $500 million worth of deals in the next 2 years and create 1,000 more jobs. We also want to work across Kenya. Our Sustainable Urban Economic Development Programme has created over 10,000 jobs and mobilised almost $100 million in Kilifi, Isiolo, Kisiego, Elgeyo Marakwet, Uasin Gishu and Lamu. We've helped open the first factory ever in Lamu with equatorial nut processors, a dry fruit processing factory in Malindi, which will be export focused, and an avocado pack house in Eldoret. This morning, I was delighted to announce that the UK will provide an additional 670 million shillings to support the development of a listed SME debt fund, which will give small companies access to debt markets. Thank you. And we hope that will mobilise 13 billion shillings of finance from development finance institutions and Kenyan pension funds that will be challenged direct to those SMEs who are the backbone of the economy. And through Trademark Africa, we're helping reduce the obstacles to Kenyan companies exporting, whether that's physical infrastructure or making customs and export processes quicker, simpler and cheaper. These direct interventions do, of course, need to be coupled with a business environment that supports business. And to do that, we're working closely with the Ministry and with His Excellency the President's Africa Green Industrialisation Initiative, which has a $17 billion pipeline of investments and has succeeded in closing deals already worth $2.5 billion, including the UK-supported $110 million geothermal project at Menengai. And we hope that the green industrialisation strategy, being prepared across government but driven by the Ministry for Industrialisation, Trade and Investment, will support Kenya becoming a global leader in green industrialisation, taking competitive advantage from its green credentials and amazing stock of renewable energy. And that leads us into the future, where the world is experiencing a technological revolution that is changing manufacturing. We see huge opportunities for Kenya with an advanced manufacturing sector and one of the strongest high-tech sectors anywhere in Africa. So we've recently launched our UK-Kenya partnership on artificial intelligence, working with the Government of Kenya, academia, industry and civil society. This will help the government implement its AI strategy once complete. It will help the responsible use of AI for the benefit of all of Kenya's citizens and build partnerships between UK and Kenyan institutions where they can share their strengths and experiences. We believe that using technological advantages like this will develop green, sustainable and inclusive industries, which will help deliver the inclusive growth, economic growth that is at the heart of Vision 2030. And so I'd like to thank you, everybody at CAM who has worked so hard to make a success today, to produce a conference that we hope will help create a business environment that will support a Kenyan manufacturing sector that will deliver jobs and growth and benefit the country. Thank you very much.
Thank you. A big thank you to the British High Commission and the British government for such a wonderful endorsement and believing in the Kenyan business environment. Quite huge promises around the investment portfolio, and we really appreciate that. Just as a reminder, some of you have just joined. This is the opening ceremony for the Kenya Manufacturing Summit and Expo, where we'll be having the Changamka Shopping Festival, the exhibition showcasing made in Kenya products. Made in Kenya is anything made here in Kenya from any investor, whether local or foreign, but products made in Kenya. Sometimes there's that confusion. So we encourage other investors to come and invest in Kenya. And the Kenya Association of Manufacturers, as earlier said, believes in creating prosperity for this nation through sustainable industrialization. And also our main mission really is to make sure that we promote sustainable and competitive manufacturing locally. So we are really proud of that. And at this juncture, I've just explained the private sector agenda. We are now moving to the government agenda. And there's a man that we have really come to admire, and he's walked with us throughout this journey, believing in how we can demystify manufacturing and make sure that industrialization in this country also happens with the Kenyans. I've really loved his statements around demystifying manufacturing, and this is none other than the Principal Secretary, State Department of Industry, totally believing in the industrialization agenda. Karibu. And from his speaking, he'll also invite our chief guests, the CS. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Joyce. The CS for Investment, Trade and Industry, Honorable Salim Vuria, the British High Commissioner, His Excellency Neil Wigan, Tali, my friend, all the way from Vienna, the country representative for UNIDO, my brother Hitesh Medirata, the Vice Chair of the Kenya Association of Manufacturers, Pankaj Bedi, who is, I can almost call him an industrial enthusiast. He really encourages us and gives us all the energy that we need. My brother Tobias Alando, the CEO, acting CEO of CAM, the team from the ministry, from the sagas. I think we have worked very hard together as a team to put this together. I wanted to start by recognizing just the team. We've had a joint committee that has been working between CAM and the ministry to put this together. So let me start with the team from the ministry, then I'll go to the sagas that are present. Just stand up so that you can be acknowledged, led by Professor Erastus Katebe. Give them a clap. I know you have worked very, very hard to put this together. Then we have a team of our sagas, state agencies, just stand up for recognition. So we have Kenas, we have Kiridi, Dr. Onyango, we have Kipi, also John Onyango, we have the chair of Kiridi, we have Murira from KEPS, and also Joroge from SEA. Give them another round of clap. And thank you so much for being here. As we have said, this event has brought together a strong partnership that we enjoy between government and the private sector, and this is the way it should be.